The man never imagined that after being sent by the gods to an isolated forest, he would survive for more than 2 months. But in what felt like a blink, not only had he lived for 20 years, his power had also, without him even realizing it, reached the peak of what a mage could achieve. Yet due to the hidden skill Ageless, he still looked exactly as he did in his youth. He thought he would spend the rest of his days quietly in the forest, but then, on this particular day, he found a shipwreck survivor by the shore. Since it was his first time seeing another human, he rescued the person without hesitation. The survivor's name was Abel. He was deeply grateful to Jack for saving his life. He originally planned to send gifts as thanks once he returned home, but from Jack's explanation, he learned that there were no towns nearby, not even a trace of other people. Whether Abel could even return was now in question. This left Abel stunned, unable to accept it. He asked Jack to take him back to the shore to see for himself, but what he saw only deepened his despair. Not only was his ship severely damaged, it also appeared he was the only one who had survived. Just as he was worrying about how to get back, it so happened that Jack, though he had never been to a human town, knew the general direction was north. It turned out a dragon he had met long ago told him this. The area was surrounded by sea on the east, west, and south, with only a mountain range to the north that could be reached on foot. Hearing this, Abel felt a surge of relief. He asked Jack if he wanted to come along, promising that he would handle their safety on the journey. This took Jack by surprise. If he had been asked right after being reborn here, he would have refused. His original wish was to live a slow, quiet life, but now, 20 years later, to say he wasn't curious about the outside world would be a lie. After agreeing to go, he needed to make some preparations before leaving. That meant saying goodbye to the Fairy King who had taught him all these years. Before parting, the Fairy King gave him a gift. It might have looked like ordinary clothing, but Jack was overjoyed. For all these years, he hadn't had proper clothes to wear, mainly because the materials weren't available here. After bidding farewell to the Fairy King, the two set out on their journey the next day. True to his word, Abel took charge of their safety on the road. He was a skilled swordsman, though he couldn't use magic. He could wield combat arts, and ordinary monsters were no match for him. But things don't always go as planned. During the journey, Jack suddenly sensed a large number of lizard men approaching. Seeing this, he decided to join the fight using magic.
しかし量は杖が。
アイシクルランスよ。
Oh, the reason Abel froze was that in his experience, a mage without a staff could only produce very weak spells. Yet Jack had just launched 4 ice spears at once. He remembered his own comrade needing a staff just to fire one. Jack couldn't really explain how he did it either. Soon after, he used magic to create a cup of ice water to quench their thirst. This casual act left Abel even more bewildered. He couldn't tell if Jack's affinity was for water or ice magic. After Jack loosely explained that the two were connected, the two continued on their way. It wasn't long before they reached an open plain. Because the view was clear, they let their guard down. But no sooner had one trouble passed than another arose. By the time they realized it, they discovered that the rocks along the path were actually flame golems. It seemed they had entered the creature's nest. If they didn't leave quickly, they would soon be surrounded by the golems. Right after Abel finished speaking, he charged forward without hesitation, planning to take one down and break through the encirclement. Though his attack pierced the golem's body, the creature had extreme regenerative abilities. Unless destroyed in one strike, it could heal almost instantly. Seeing this, Jack said he had an idea.
アイスウォール10層。 質量兵器って怖い。
Abel was left utterly speechless. He knew Jack was strong, but he hadn't expected him to be this overwhelmingly powerful.